Mr. Alok Tibrewal has been the past president of IPF and currently holds the position of chairman NEC Plast India 26. He is also the regional chairman East Plex Council and jury member of WBM SEFC. Can we have a big round of applause as we welcome Mr. Alok Tibrewal. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Respected Dr. Shashi Panja, Honorable Minister, members of press and media, valuable and important guests in the House, and my dear friends, good evening and a warm welcome. Thank you, Madam Minister. I know we have been very, very pushy and insistent for you to come this evening in spite of all the hectic and definite pre-plans. But thank you, your presence for sure will make a difference to the industry and the exhibition. Thank you so much. Madam, you belong to one of the very prominent, respected, well-known families called Panjas. So Panja is a legacy and you are just taking it to next level because your family has been contributing immensely in the field of law, health, politics, drama, culture, art. So I think you're the best person to understand Bengal being a sensitive state. And I must thank you because every time we have come to you, you've been very, very sensitive, very, very caring, just like a doctor, to understand our needs, to solace us, to balm us, to calm us. And we definitely are very, very buoyant, very, very energized that we have you as our minister and for sure plastic industry in the next 5 years will be doubling for sure in Bengal. Madam, people must know COVID times was a testing time for governance, administration and plastics. The second most important thing after oxygen during COVID was plastics. So when COVID stuck, Bengal had zero production of masks, PP kits, gloves, sanitizer bottles and all. In 6 months, not only did we become self-sufficient, we were actually exporting to other states. So that was strength of Bengal MSMEs. So while you know what we see, whenever there is a crisis in any state, normally you see the chief minister in a helicopter. It is only Bengal when you see the chief minister hitting the streets. And I think we should hear it loud for our chief minister because that is Bengal. The chief minister is always with the people. It is one state where MSME has equal platform to be heard by the honorable ministers and the chief minister herself. We are attending 3 to 4 MSME meetings with the Honorable Chief Minister and Minister always is available. At one call, she calls us, so that is strength of Bengal. So things have changed and Bengal is not the Bengal people used to know. There's a lot of issues with perception. So 13 years have changed everything and that is what I was addressing the press also. The facts and figures are way different than what people have been talking. Ma'am, the GDP of Bengal in 2011 was around 4.74 lakh crore. The Indian GDP was US dollar 1.8 trillion. Indian economy rose to literally 4 trillion, but Bengal economy today is more than 19 lakh crore. So it is a 4-fold increase in GDP, which means the GDP of Bengal, staggering around a growth of 12%, 13%, is beating the national average. So what I draw from here, when the world is talking about India reaching a GDP of US dollar 10 trillion by 2032, that is 2.5 times. Bengal definitely will be 4 times from where it is today. So you're talking about adding 60 lakh crore to Bengal's economy in 10 years. And that is where the opportunity is. It's time to scale up in all senses. Similarly, when you talk about general welfare of the people, the concept of Dware Sarkar has really worked well. When the average per capita income in 2011 was merely 52,000 rupees, today, madam, it stands at 2 lakh. And we are at par with national average again. And per capita income of a person in Bengal is again rising at a percentage higher than national average. So probably 5 years down the line, we will be a well-settled state in terms of economy, in terms of investment, in terms of spending. GST, we are contributing around 7 to 8% of total GST of this country. GST in April, if you see 23 and if you see 24, GST of Bengal has gone up by 20%. So where is this money coming from? It is coming from consumption. People are spending, there is population which is demanding good products, better products, and people by and large are happy and settled. MSME in Bengal has been our stronghold. Madam, we are a small state, UP is much larger. But we are always fighting for #1 place between UP and Bengal. That is the beauty of Bengal. We have close to 90,000 units. You have banks financing industry in Bengal to the tune of 1,45,000 crores in the year 23-24 itself. What I say doesn't sell. What the government says doesn't sell. But banks are very, very cautious when they put money in the economy. So Indian banks have put in 1,45,000 crore extra in the year 23-24. So you must go to these data. MSME has a lot of schemes like Bangladesh, you have textile scheme, you have SWAS scheme. You have this felicitation council of which I am privileged that I am one of the sitting members. And we are the best council in India today. In last 5 years through this council, an amount of 448 crores have come back to MSMEs in Bengal. So that is the strength. So ma'am, I believe situation is not a problem, perception is. And I think somewhere everybody sitting here is responsible for that. Government may bring in facilitation, government may bring in funds, government will create infrastructure, but the perception will lie with general public. So it is time for us to change perception about our own state, and you will see, like, you will be a proud citizen of this state. Only problem, ma'am, I would like to bring to you is port. If we can have a deep sea port in Bengal, that is what is holding back a lot of investment, a lot of exports also. So in case we can speed up the Tajpur port or any other deep sea port, I promise you, we are next level there. Thank you, ma'am.